Vladimir, one question for you today. What daily to do should a founder do to enhance their fundraising chances through visual communication?
I'd say that one single most important thing, you really need to check for connection between your visual brand and your narrative, like ideally every day.
When is it time to care about visual identity as a founder?
Doing a bit like full-on branding early on will just cost you a lot and might not end up being your final positioning. What you can do, although however, in the beginning, is to define something core, something that won't change in the future. It could be like core brand assets like logo, colors, maybe typography a bit, your main fonts, etc will stay.
And then when I get the first round of funding, that's where I put the money into the branding and the visual identity.
Yes, and you scale it. Yeah.
Okay, how does that then go hand in hand with the original title of enhancing fundraising through branding?
Yeah. Well, branding is a very broad term for just any visual communication and every like visual aspect of a project. In fundraising, I'd say that part of branding that it's more connected to using design as a tool to help people see your messages in fundraising. Well, pitch decks or any piece of the data room, your one pagers, your pitch decks, your website. This is more about using design to convey messages effectively, using design to guide the viewer through your pitch deck, highlighting some things on the slides that are most crucial. If you're showing them financial projections, investors, you really want them to see the big number. You really don't want them to see the number that you will get in terms of the revenue in 5 years. And you can highlight it with, I don't know, color, make some bold text, and this will be like technically branding, but it's more about visual communication. So like branding in a sense of using visuals is very important from the beginning, from your first interaction with any stakeholder, especially with VC funds, angels, and basically during fundraising. I would say that the most important thing is, of course, content and your messages, narratives, but without adding this visual layer to it, you won't achieve as much as you can, just because now the bar for, let's say, pitch deck and like pitch deck design is so high that many investors expect you to at least have a professionally looking deck, a deck that feels that you did your homework, you really make sure that the comfort of the viewers there.
All right. So what I hear you say is in the initial phase, where pre-funding stage, care a lot about your visuals and try to be consistent with your visuals. And so, if we talk only about the initial phase of having a visual identity pre-funding, how much can you do on your own where you're still, as you say, you're still insecure which way to go, which target audience do you actually have? So how, what to prioritize in terms of this visual identity in the beginning?
Three things. The first thing to prioritize is clarity. Do not try to overcomplicate your brand. Do not try to overcomplicate your identity. Do not try to like stand out so much that you turn your materials into a peacock with like very I don't know, too bright colors, unreadable fonts, etc. Because I see founders do it a lot. They try to be different, but in this pursuit of being different, they damage the readability of their decks, they damage the overall perception, etc. I would stick to something simple, and then you have a lot of different tools at your disposal right now that can help you without like design knowledge to generate this like initial identity of your startup. You should not just ask yourself every day how your visuals are aligned with your narrative. You should do it for every piece of content that you produce, every slide in the deck, every photo that you put in the deck, every icon that you put close to your text, you should ask yourself if they really help you translate your ideas, or if they're just the visual ways that you can take out to achieve more of a clarity. So this is how I tend to think about this like early on branding, and I think that founders can really benefit by asking themselves if they really need some visual, or if they just want it because it looks cool.
All right. So what I'm hearing is that in the initial phases, pre-funding, the focus on the visual identity should be clarity. So are the visual helping you clarity or not? If not, take it out. It's just noise or whatever. And then after funding, that's where you can go full scale, all in, because you've had all the trials and tests and see, do I go this direction with my company or that direction? So it would just be a waste of time to put too much effort into it.
Yes, because ultimately you're just amplifying your messaging, and you're amplifying your narrative through design. And at this stage, like it's very hard to create a brand that will just work for itself in terms of the visuals. It's always about having the right narrative and amplifying it through design. You should not care this much about aesthetics, because it's not the goal. The goal is to, well, if we're talking about fundraising, to get the check, and this, like, you can help it by amplifying your messages, and not by like having the best in class design. Well, unless you are doing a startup in the design field and they expect you to be very good at it. But I'd say, yeah, clarity wins the day over and over. Yeah.
All right, awesome advice. Clarity and speed in the initial phase, and then it's time to invest all in on the branding. Thank you very much, Vladimir, for your insights on visual.
Yeah, thanks for having me.